Hi everyone, it's Derek from the iReady podcast here, and this is my reaction video to the 4-1 victory at home against Falkirk in the Scottish Cup quarter-final. Firstly, before we start, I did have a ticket for the game today, but I didn't. I decided not to go because I went to my local car park in Tesco's earlier on today, and that car park was bad enough. So I wasn't wanting to test where I normally park out, and I wasn't using the subway or the trains because I couldn't rely on them. And at the end of the day, certainly something I didn't want to risk when my wife is only 2 days off her due date. So certainly not want to risk travelling through there and not being able to get back in time if something happens. So. Fantastic result, absolutely. It wasn't a game we ever looked like losing despite going one each at one point. However, the team, all of them played their part and played very well, I thought. There's there wasn't a lot of highlights, unfortunately, for the game, to be honest. Apart from the goals, we certainly dominated the game. We had a lot of the forward play. We camped out in the Falkirk half a lot of the time, especially in the first half. We never put their keeper under a lot of pressure for most of the game, which was disappointing. We were getting the chances, but we were either putting them wide or it was getting fizzled out by the defence. Falkirk certainly did play a pressing game which we largely contained, and it was good to see for a change. By no means are Falkirk are the benchmark for teams that come against us, and they press high like that, but certainly it's good to see that we were dealing with it and very well and comfortably, which is something that didn't matter what team we came up against. If they pressed us, they would largely get the better of the game, which was certainly not the case in this game. First goal by Jason Cummins on the 15th minute, lovely through ball from Candias. Windass or Cummins could have got to it, but Cummins took the ball, went to the right, he went at a very tight angle and he hit it high past the keeper. Fantastic determination from Cummins. It was like his ball, he was getting it and nobody else was getting it. Potentially Windass might have been in a better position to get the ball, but it was the good determination from Cummins to get that there and get the ball in. Again, we kind of contained the game largely, and then 4 minutes later, Falkirk got a free kick. I can't remember the instant, but then right before the free kick was taken, Bates was punched in the balls clearly by the Falkirk attacker, and the referee seen it, stopped the play and gave the Falkirk player a yellow card. Now, once again, we've had our players getting assaulted. A few people have said it would have been harsh with a red card, but you can't raise your hand. It doesn't matter what part of the body you've hit. It was the Falkirk player clearly knew what he was doing. The referee seen it and only dished out a yellow card. That's 2 games now that Bates has been assaulted by another player and only a yellow card's been given. Unacceptable, and once again we are getting refereed to an entirely different standard. Anyway, Falkirk taking the free kick. It was a floated in ball. It came out to the Falkirk attacker who hit a shot. It was going miles wide and it hit off the head of the player who should have been off in the first place. I don't think he was very aware of it, and it totally flummoxed everyone that went in the opposite corner where everyone was going. I'm going to say I'm not going to blame the defence too much with this one here because it was taking everyone by surprise, and you could maybe say that the players maybe should have been aware of the ball going out to the Falkirk attacker to hit the ball in the first place, but as I said, it was going miles wide, and it was just a wicked deflection off a player who didn't really know what was happening. So I'm not going to hold the defence up to account for that. We did have basically an instant reply though. We'd taken a quick kick-off, went up the field, and it was Jason Cummins again. Windass wide left to Halliday, put in a good cross to Cummins who controlled it, turned and shot in at the back of the net. Fantastic reply, and really from there was no reply from Falkirk. They had a couple of chances throughout the rest of the game, but that was really it. We did go 3-1 up just before half time though. Everybody thought it was Cummins who was getting his hat-trick, but it turned out it was an OG. It was a quick free kick on the right, great cross on the deck from Candias to Morelos, tried to flick the ball, however went under his legs, off the knees of Falkirk defender and into the back of the net. It was a case of if the Falkirk player never touched it, it was going to Cummins who would have put it in the back of the net anyway, so good to see anyway we get the goal. Second half was quite a drab affair. I felt we were never in any danger of losing any goals at all. I think maybe they had a couple of chances where Anik had to make a good save, but that was really about out. There was nothing really major of any major danger. We completely controlled the game. Again, though, that was a more disappointing thing. We never really had too many clear-cut chances where we were putting the keeper under pressure. It was late on in the half, on the 74th minute, where we got the fourth goal, and it was a Cummins hat-trick. It was a fantastic move all round. I can't really fully remember who kicked to who, but I know that Candias, Tavernier, Morelos were all involved as well, and it ended up with Morelos being one-on-one with the keeper. Keeper saved, however, it was out to Cummins, who really tapped it home from quite a tight angle again. And really from there, it was just see the game out. Morelos had another one-on-one with the keeper. He tried to take round the keeper, but it was kind of completely lazy, I thought. And if there was one player that you had to highlight who didn't really have a good game, I thought was Morelos. He seemed, a bit out of sorts today. I don't mind players having an off game, but to me, his attitude to me was a bit off today. Him and Cummins weren't linking up. They weren't seeming to be passing to each other. Some people have said that it shows that he's maybe caring as well. They was getting frustrated at it, but as well, as I said, in a couple of the chances where it seemed a bit lazy and he just seemed disinterested. Hopefully, it isn't just one of these off games he's had, and I would like to hope that the whole deal with the transfer to the Chinese team falling through hasn't had an effect on him. But certainly with Cummins scoring his hat-trick today and playing fantastic, potentially could have had 4 or 5 today. Certainly Graham Murty's got a big decision on his hands going into the Celtic game. Obviously, the draw for the semi-final has been done just after the game, just before I started recording this, and we've drawn Celtic. So my view is, you have to beat them. It's better if we are going to get beat against them. It's better to be in a semi-final than a final, but that's not the attitude we should be taking. Certainly not. And we'll look forward to it. I was saying to my dad before the game, it's the first time in a long, long while where I've felt, from a Rangers team's point of view, we don't go into any game fearing anything, and there's nothing to worry about. There's been games before, even earlier on this season, we've went into games and we thought, oh, it could have been potentially a banana skin. So, but I don't have that fear anymore, and I think we can go and play against teams without any fear. So. That's getting played on the weekend of the 14th and 15th of April, I think. Obviously, the next game coming up is next weekend, next Sunday, against Celtic. So hopefully Dave and I will be back next week with our main podcast and a more in-depth talk about this game and the previous 2 games as well. So thanks for listening, and goodbye.